Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to the On Season Sports Podcast. This will be episode 11. I'm your host, Noah Toberman, joined as always with my three other co-hosts, Alex Nutzman, Keith Grove, and Cole Thomas. Today, first off, we'd like to give a great thank you to everyone listening to us. Actually, through 10 episodes, we've had over 225 plus viewers or listeners. And we didn't think this is where we're going to be, so we can't thank you guys enough, and all the love and support we get. We love doing these, and hope you guys enjoy listening. Go
ahead.
Before we get into our episode, we have moved on from Podbean.com and moving our talents to Anchor. Now, you probably already heard the ad read that I had earlier in the episode, so that's probably the first thing you're listening to, but our Spotify page is going to be different from what we had before. So we are in the works of putting our older episodes up on our new Spotify. We'll be posting about the new Spotify sooner than later, so everyone will get the link out to them. We're also available on 5 new platforms, such as Google Podcasts, and there's a bunch of other ones. But Anchor is the way to go now, so let's get right into the episode. Alex, did you want to say something before?
I was going to say the Anchor thing.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
So today's episode, we are doing the On-Season Sports Podcast Fantasy Football Mock Draft. We're labeling it version 1 because obviously, hopefully, down the road towards football season, we'll be doing more than these. It will be a PPR snake draft, and we each will have, between the 4 of us, we each have 3 teams, and we're just going to be filling out starting rosters minus kickers. So a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. So between 12 teams and 7 rounds apiece. If you're watching this on YouTube, you will see the Excel spreadsheet and all of our beautiful faces. Each player will have a different color based on their positions and what round they were drafted, so it's easier for everyone to understand where we drafted these players. So we did come up with a predetermined draft lineup beforehand. So Cole will be our very first pick. Then it will be me at 2, Keith at 3, Alex 4. Cole will come back at 5. Alex will have the 6th pick. I will have 7. Keith will have 8. I will have the 9th. Alex has 10th. Keith has the 11th, and Cole has the 12th. And let's get right into it. Hopefully this gives everyone a perspective on where our minds are fantasy football-wise, where we would draft certain players, who's left on the board, and just give you guys a better understanding of what how you should draft in a fantasy football mock draft. Or a draft in general. So, Cole, you kick us off.
Alrighty. So, with my first pick in the On-Season Sports Podcast Fantasy Football Mock Draft, I'm going with running back Christian McCaffrey. I feel like that's a pretty obvious first choice. I feel like that should be a lot of people's first choice. He's probably the safest pick. I would say Saquon's another good candidate, maybe Michael Thomas, but you got to go with Christian McCaffrey, I think, especially in PPR.
Yeah. I know Keith's going to hate me if I take Michael Thomas, but I think I would much rather have a running back at my number 2 spot. So I'm going to take Saquon Barkley at the number 2 pick.
My man.
Like Cole said, a reliable running back can't go wrong with a solid RB1. Hopefully it's a bounce back year. Keith, who are you going with?
Is that even a question, dude? The best receiver is on the board for me. You already know I'm going with Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas it is. All right, Alex is at 4.
I think I'm going to go with Zeke.
All right.
All the additions are going to open up the running lanes for him.
All right, now we're back to Cole at the number 5 with 3 running backs gone and 1 wide receiver gone.
All right, so with 12 teams, the middle of the draft, I feel like you still got to go running back with the first pick for this particular team. So I'm going to go with Delvin Cook, running back.
All right. Delvin Cook. Alex, your sixth pick.
See, I would go Alvin Kamara here, but we talked about earlier, I'm just worried about his snaps and everything. I'm gonna go with Devontae. I think there's no one else really to throw him the ball or to catch the ball there.
I would have to agree with that. 7 is my pick again. For my second team, honestly, I would take Derrick Henry. He's a solid fantasy football RB1, but I'm gonna take Aaron Jones. Good pass catcher. Last year he had a good fantasy year, so I think he'll pay off in the backfield.
Jeez,
Keith,
boys,
you're at number 8.
You guys are just making me happy. Like, you are literally just letting all these players just fall to me. So with that being said, I'm taking Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Nothing wrong there. Oh, back to me at number 9. So a new team. This is where I could go a wide receiver. But I think with Alvin Kamara still on the board at number 9, I think that's my safest bet. So I'm going to go Alvin Kamara. Alex at 10.
Yeah, I think that the wide receivers there are better than the running backs, even though you'd like to have a running back in this spot. So I'm gonna go with DeAndre. Don't love it. I mean, obviously I love DeAndre, but I don't like not having a running back in 2 of my teams.
Mm-hmm. All right, Keith at number 11.
Whew. Well, it looks like after DeAndre, the wide receiver depth, I wouldn't say drops off, but like you can tell like the tier of wide receivers kind of dips. So I'm gonna go with Tyreek Hill with 11.
Right, Tyreek Hill. All right, now Cole will have back-to-back picks here at 12 and 13 technically, or first pick in the second round.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the first pick for me. I'm gonna go with Julio.
Okay, Julio Jones
wide
is
receiver.
Cole's 12th in the first.
Even though I don't love his health, I've never loved his health. He's always due for a turf toe or a hamstring injury every year. But I mean, he is still Julio. He catches a lot of balls, but and he's obviously still the number 1 in Atlanta. For my second pick, I think running back, in terms of top tier running backs, you got to take them when you can. I'm gonna go with Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb at the first pick in the second round. I like it.
That's the wrong spot, Noah.
No, it's not.
Oh, we're going
back the other way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's a snake draft, so we go back the other way.
Right.
So, Keith, you're back up, second round, second pick.
Sheesh. I'm going to go ahead and draft Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler is Keith's RB1 on his third team.
I'm hoping with Melvin Gordon gone that it provides Austin Eckler with more opportunities.
There's no C in his name. Eckler. Oh, that's weird. I didn't know that. All right, Alex, third pick in the second round.
This is a tough one. I would go with Kenyon Drake, but I don't want that entire Arizona offense to put all my chips in on that. So I'm going to go with Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs.
Solid pick.
I could see him going there. There's a lot of guys still for running backs, obviously, that you could go with. But I have my first pick in the second with Elvin Kamara. I'm gonna load it up. I'm gonna go with Kenyon Drake as my RB2 here in the second round.
Dick.
There's definitely more wide receiver depth than there is running back depth, so it's not a terrible idea.
Yep, I agree. Keith's second pick in the second round. So what's this? The fifth pick. He already had Derrick Henry on this team. So who are you going with, Keith?
Looks like I'm gonna go with Chris Godwin.
Chris
He's my
Godwin.
receiver.
All right. Chris Godwin is off the board. All right, and then we're back to me with Aaron Jones on my team. I'm gonna go with Chris Godwin's teammate. I'm gonna go Mike Evans at the sixth pick. Alex, back to you.
I gotta look at the running backs here.
Definitely winding down pretty quick.
Yeah. I'm just thinking. I don't know if I like Joe Mixon this year. And I talked about this guy earlier, last podcast. It might be a little bit early, but I'm going to go Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm going to bet on him.
Okay.
Damn.
I like that pick. I thought you were going to go with like a Devin Singletary reach in the second round, but
I think that's his potential. Like I said last one, if you listened, it's sky high with that offense.
Yep. All right, so we're back to Cole.
All right, so I think this is where I'm gonna double up on running back. I'm gonna go ahead and take Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon at
I think that offense has, potential to be, decent this year.
Yeah, they definitely during the draft they definitely helped their entire offense develop more, even without any coaching or anything. So he's going to be a solid runner.
And as an RB2, I feel like it's much safer than taking him as an RB1, as I mentioned. So
yeah, Alex, I believe this is the 9th pick.
Yes. I'm going to go with Kenny Golladay. My wide receiver 1.
Kenny Golladay. All right, back to Keith. Number 10.
All right, this is tough because I need a running back, and when it comes to key RB1s, there
We're
aren't
slim.
many on the board.
We're very slim for
we're
RB1s
slim.
at this point.
And the RB1s that are left are very scary, as in health-wise.
Yep.
I think the safest running back I feel at this position, I'm gonna go with Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon. Now we can only hope that Melvin Gordon gets majority of the carries in Denver over Phillip Lindsay. So, what I'm gonna do here at this 11th pick, I'm gonna go Amari Cooper to go with my Saquon Barkley pick. Cole was fortunate enough to get both end picks, so he gets to pick back-to-back every time, and then one pick 5 and 7 in opposite rounds. So, Cole, you go back-to-back once again.
All right, so I got to get a wide receiver here, I think. I think I'm going between either Odell or Adam Thielen for this pick. Why don't you give me Adam Thielen? I like that a little bit.
So it's a safer pick.
it's your pick. They were both injured at its last year, but just for the course of career. Well, I mean, I guess last year was really Odell's really only bad year, but I
Hmm.
don't know. I like the Adam Thielen pick better. So that's what I'm going to do for my first pick. And my second, so coming back from the third round now, I'm going to go ahead and take Lamar Jackson.
Damn it.
Damn it.
That's who I was going to take it too.
You know,
Good pick.
you got to do it. I mean, that's essentially a quarterback or a running back. I shouldn't even say it. I would say a running back play a quarterback position, but like he scores running backs. You know, he's run so much, and
Hmm.
You know,
he's-
and you may even,
Also-
I mean, some people might even say that as a steal. I mean, that is a steal in my opinion.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Like,
he's
I think in
has
most
full
mock drafts, he'll
potential.
go middle to second at the latest.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah. A lot of likeliness there. A lot of people take him, second round at the latest, probably.
I think once where Keith picked Melvin Gordon, where he's at that iffy RB1 spot in the draft towards that second round, that's where I think Lamar Jackson fits in, because Lamar Jackson can make up for your high end.
RB1.
If you have a lower RB1, if you have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback, that makes up for that extra points you lose from having like a Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley. But my second pick here, it's tough because I know it might be a reach, but I really like it. I'm going to go Travis Kelce.
Fuck. I was going to take him.
That's not a reach at all. Third round is very respectable for him. I mean,
the best tight end on the board.
Yeah,
Can't really knock
and
it.
and the best offense with the best
He's the best
One of the
quarterback
best
in the NFL. He's not
Right,
the best
right.
fantasy quarterback. He's the best NFL quarterback.
right. Yep.
All right, Keith, your third pick.
All right. So back to my running back dilemma. I don't think
Mhm.
this running back's going to be staying on this team the whole season. With that being said, I'm going to go with Leonard Fournette. I feel like he gets shipped midway through the season, but
So
I
until
think
then,
question:
honestly,
where does he get shipped to? In like, where do you think?
no. Ooh. What do I
And
think?
and then a second part to that question: does it help or hurt his fantasy stock?
I think if he could go to Tampa Bay, if they somehow find the money and the people to trade away, his fantasy value definitely would go up there, because Brady's got to have someone to hand the ball off to. But I mean, Ronald Jones is a reliable back at this point. Other
Yeah,
than
Tampa's
that,
a good candidate, I would say.
I don't know. I
On
can
top of my
honestly, I could see Seattle jumping in. They like those big bruiser backs, and they love having more than two running backs on a roster. So
Right. Yeah. I don't know. That's an interesting. It's
Yeah,
definitely an
it's tough.
interesting pick.
I
but
just for me, I don't
Maybe
think he's gonna be
Miami?
staying. Yeah, I could see
Miami's a good
Miami.
spot for him too.
I just don't think
Hey,
I'll see.
all
we'll see
I
him
know
in
is
Jaguars jersey
all
all
I
season.
know is that Tappy absolutely loves this pick, Keith.
Oh yeah, if Tappy's in a 12-man PPR snake draft and he gets Leonard Fournette in the third round,
Yeah.
he is all over that.
He's all
Oh,
over.
I think I think Leonard Fournette ends up going a little bit sooner than this. It's just we all are low on Leonard Fournette is the
Yeah.
problem.
right.
And if his health is good, I mean, Melvin Gordon, Leonard Fournette I would consider them both high tier RB2s. I mean, Melvin Gordon, if he gets the ball like we want him to, he could be a low end RB1. But like those are two solid running backs to have on your team right away, especially with Michael Thomas on it. You'll score points definitely. Let's go Alex in the fourth pick here with Zeke and Galladay on the team already.
I think with having Zeke, the importance is having a good set of wide receivers to kind of aid that. So I'm gonna go with Allen Robinson. I don't know who is throwing him the ball. I think his stock is better with Nick Foles personally. So, yeah, I like Allen Robinson this year, actually, despite the quarterback issues.
Mm-hmm. All right, Cole, your middle round pick.
So I went back-to-back running backs with this team. So I feel like you have to go wide receiver. So I talked about Odell with my earlier team. I'm going to go Odell here. as my wide receiver one. Not a lot of confidence in it, but in what round are we in, the fourth round?
This is the
No.
third.
Third
round.
round. I'll take it for a third round pick.
Mm-hmm. Where are we? Alex at the 6th pick.
I would go running back here, but I think I can get one on the swing, and I'm gonna go with George Kittle.
Good pick. Good pick. George Kittle. All right, my turn again. Okay. So I have Aaron Jones and Mike Evans here. Personally, if we did do a snake draft, I really would hate to do this to myself, but I'm gonna go Patrick Mahomes here at 7 because I already have my 1s and 2s for my running back depth and wide receivers. So, all right, Keith at 8 with Derrick Henry and Chris Godwin.
I'm gonna go with Cortland Sutton with his pick for my wide receiver 2.
Damn.
Good pick. I like that.
Great pick.
He's kind of a sleeper here in the 3rd round. I would consider that.
Yeah.
I like what that offense is doing, so I feel like that's gonna be a pretty high scoring offense. So hopefully Drew Lock can pick up where he left off and improve and feed him the ball some more.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with my 9th pick. I have 2 running backs here, Kamara and Kenyon Drake. I'm going to go and take Russell Wilson's, majority target, Tyler Lockett. Coming off did he end the season injured?
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully he comes back healthy.
Yeah.
I don't think he played the last couple of games. Alex at 10.
I'm surprised DJ Moore has lasted this long.
I'll take him.
Yeah, I like DJ Moore at this slot, obviously. Yeah. My wide receivers are looking all right on that team.
Yeah.
All right, Keith has the 11th pick with Eckler and Tyreek Hill.
Ooh. With this pick, I think I'm gonna go with give me Zach Ertz.
You say Zach Ertz? Zach Ertz. Just solid pick.
Yeah.
So it seems like 3rd round is where the top 3 are going for tight ends, obviously in our mock draft. But would you guys agree that's probably pretty consensus?
I think we got so caught up in the wide receiver running back run that we forgot about Travis Kelce. I think Travis Kelce probably goes middle 2nd.
Yeah, I could see him going before like a Joe Mixon even in the 2nd round where we had him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But Zach Ertz and George Kittle to me are like a middle 3rd, early 4th round pick, depending on your team. So, all right, Cole's going back to back here with Nick Chubb and Julio Jones already on his team.
Okay. It feels weird that Le'Veon Bell is still here in the 4th round, but I'm not taking him.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go Chris Carson here for an RB2.
Chris Carson over Le'Veon Bell.
I just don't like Le'Veon in New York. I don't like it. Just doesn't work for me. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't like the fantasy stock for him there.
Well, I definitely think he had like an Odell year.
Seattle.
Yeah. Hey, it was only the first 2 games, buddy.
All right, Cole, you have another pick to start us off in the 4th round.
So I got 2 running backs, a wide receiver here. I think I'm gonna Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Juju for my second wide receiver.
We're going.
I think that pick has a
Juju.
lot to do with who his quarterback is.
Mhm.
Did he have injury problems last year?
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
was a little
Ankle,
banged
I
up,
think.
but I don't think he missed more than like a game at a time.
It
Yeah.
was a
was
couple
anything.
games.
I think his fantasy production has a lot to do with who's throwing him the ball. Last year they had how many different quarterbacks throughout the year in terms of injuries, suspensions, so a lot of inconsistency there. I think if he can get some consistency from the quarterback position, that he could have a really, really good season.
Yeah, last year, from he missed week 12 to 15, so 4 games straight, I guess. I thought it
Okay.
was more just singular games, but yeah, he only missed 4. But then he came back
Yeah.
for the last 2 and kind of shit the bed fantasy wise. So,
Yeah,
all
I'll
right,
stick with it though.
Keith, you're up.
Well, I'm not really sure how this dude fell this far, but I'm gonna go with Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders. Keith's like those little guys on his team, or on this team right here. Besides Zach Ertz. But
They do it. They do it both. They got speed. That's what it's about in the NFL these days.
true.
It's not about size; it's about how you use it.
Yep, exactly.
Back.
Alex, you're up.
It's gonna be David Johnson for me.
Ooh.
I think that although we don't really know how good he's going to be, he's going to get a lot of carries in this offense. They wouldn't have traded him for DeAndre if they weren't going to use him.
Exactly.
So
I like that.
as an RB2, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Especially you have to think because Carlos Hyde got 1,000 yards last season. And that dude is not nowhere like near as a starting running back in the league. And David Johnson, I would still imagine has juice left. And I would have just imagined his production increases. I like that pick.
Yeah. Let's see. Cole went with Thielen already, right? Yeah, he went in the second. Here with I have 2 running backs and a wide receiver. I'm gonna go. At this point, I'm honestly surprised Keenan Allen's still there. Not really though. He definitely could fall to this 4th round spot. But I think I like Cooper Kupp a little more, especially with Brandon Cooks not being there anymore. I'm gonna take Cooper Kupp to be my wide receiver 2. Keith, you're back up.
All right. So looks like I need a RB2 flex. I think this is where I take another tight end, and I'm gonna take Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
The security blanket.
Mm-hmm.
He's guaranteed like 4 catches, 5 catches a game.
It's
sure.
Lamar's favorite target, so can't go wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. It's my turn already. Wow. Okay. Like Cole said, I don't know how the hell Le'Veon Bell or Todd Gurley have fallen into the 4th round.
Well, Todd Gurley has his injury history, and he's on a new team.
Yeah, and
So,
I guess
I
Le'Veon
can
Bell
understand
definitely.
Todd Gurley.
I'm gonna take the surprise pick. I'm gonna go Raheem Mostert here.
What?
Nice.
Yep, Raheem Mostert.
You gave me my
Fill out
pick
my
of running
RB2.
backs here.
All right, Alex is back up.
I think Todd Gurley is back home. He wants to prove that the Rams should have gave him the money, and he's going to be on my boomer bust fantasy running back team. Right here.
All right, Cole is up with 2 running backs and a wide receiver already taken.
All right, so. Oh man, this is. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take kind of a ballsy pick on this one. I'm going to go A.J. Brown.
Damn you, Cole. Oh,
For
my
my,
God.
For my wide receiver, too. He got real hot at the end of the year, or the back half of the year last year. And I think the Titans have a lot going for them. So,
Oh, that's
yeah,
what I
A.J. Brown
wanted.
for wide receiver, too.
I think AJ Brown fantasy-wise could be a very, very good wide receiver too. He
ton of upside.
maybe even by the end of the year he could be a low-end wide receiver 1 in my book. But yeah,
we'll have to see.
he finished the season strong last year. Alex, you're up.
I'm gonna take Le'Veon Bell. They finally drafted an old lineman, so you gotta like that. And I think that he'll finally have something to run behind. He's not running into the defense now.
Mm-hmm. All right, Keith.
All right, where are we at with this team? I'm gonna go with Robert Woods here.
Ooh.
For my wide receiver too. I like Robert Woods a little bit more than Cooper Kupp. So.
All right. Let me check out these running backs really quick. Our top running back at the moment is considered Mark Ingram, Devin Singletary, James Conner. I'm gonna. Damn, that's tough because I don't want to do that. I'm gonna take Keenan Allen at this pick here. Secure me some good wide receivers. And then Cole, you pick one, and then we'll do a recap really quick, and then we'll move on to the 5th round.
Okay. Would someone be able to tell me who's out there for running back?
Right now you have Mark Ingram, Devin Singletary, James Conner, David Montgomery, Kareem Hunt, Damian Williams, Marlon Mack, Kerryon Johnson, Ronald Jones, James White would really be your top guys at this moment.
Okay.
And I guess Jordan Howard is considered the running back in Miami.
Yeah, I'm not in love with these running backs, but I'm gonna go Devin Singletary here. I really like what the Bills are doing. Their offense is up and coming. I think they're gonna have a really good year, fantasy wise, and just winning games in general.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Devin Singletary as an RB2 is a fair value for him for sure. With potential, he's probably not going to outscore Christian McCaffrey by any means, but I think he has high upside.
And especially with Frank Gore gone, they're not going to try and give Frank Gore let him break the record for being the 3rd most guy with yards. Right. They're going to give him the ball majority of the time now. So.
Right. Did they draft? Was it Zach Moss that they drafted?
Or yeah, somebody else? Zach Moss was the guy that went to Buffalo.
Yeah. So like we talked about earlier episode, we talked about Zach Moss, and that was a good pick for Devin Singletary to help, take some pressure off of him, not having to maybe carry it as many times. He can get more useful carries.
Mm-hmm. All right. Before we get into the 5th round, I'm just going to read through the teams that we have right now. Cole's first pick, we've gone down and back twice now. Cole got Christian McCaffrey in the 1st, Adam Thielen in the 2nd, Lamar Jackson in the 3rd, and Devin Singletary in the 4th. The 2nd pick was me. I have Saquon Barkley, Amari Cooper, Travis Kelce, and Keenan Allen. Keith, on the 3rd pick, he went Michael Thomas, Melvin Gordon, Leonard Fournette, Robert Woods. Alex's 4th pick went Ezekiel Elliott, Kenny Golladay, Allen Robinson, and Le'Veon Bell. Cole with the 5th went Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Odell Beckham Jr., and A.J. Brown. Alex went Devontae Adams, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, George Kittle, and Todd Gurley. My 7th pick was Aaron Jones, Mike Evans, Patrick Mahomes, and Raheem Mostert. Keith's 8 was Derrick Henry, Chris Godwin, Cortland Sutton, and Mark Andrews. My 9th was Alvin Kamara, Kenyon Drake, Tyler Lockett, and Cooper Kupp. Alex's 10th pick went DeAndre Hopkins, Josh Jacobs, DJ Moore, and David Johnson. Keith's 11th pick, Tyreek Hill, Austin Eckler, Zach Ertz, and Miles Sanders. And Cole's last team went Julio Jones, Nick Chubb, Chris Carson, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, Cole's going to start us off in the 5th round with only 3 picks remaining for each of our teams.
So for this pick, I feel like is a really good candidate to go tight end. But I see this man stare me in the face, and he was huge for me last year. And I think he has very high potential this year, being the number 1 there. I'm going to go DJ Chark as my wide receiver 2.
DJ Chark.
I like it.
All right. It sucks because I don't have an RB2 for this first team to go along with Saquon. So I'm going to have to reach a little bit. Not really a reach. I'm going to have to settle for Mark Ingram here to go along with
Damn you.
Saquon Barkley.
There are worse backs, though, to have to settle for, quote unquote. I mean, he's in one of the best offenses in the league. It's just a matter of are they going to use J.K. Dobbins, a lot, or how they're going to use their backs. But
yeah, that's true. All right, Keith, with your 3rd.
Well, since Noah had to take Mark Ingram right there, I was going to toss him in as my flex. I like this tight end, so we're going to go with Darren Waller.
Darren Waller. Team's coming along nice there, even though you have not your solid running back like you wanted before.
Not my first running back choices, but
yeah.
Alex,
4th pick.
I gotta get my guy before Noah takes him with his next pick. I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor.
Damn it.
As my flex.
wow.
Dick. You are a dick. Jonathan Taylor.
He's going 4th or 5th. He's going 5th round in ESPN mocks and 5th or 6th round for mocks. So
it's a solid pick. Cole, you're up with your 5th.
okay, so this team 5th pick has a lot of boomer bust potential. And I think I'm just going to continue the trend. I'm going to go with Dak Prescott as a quarterback. And the reason he's kind of, I wouldn't say boomer bust necessarily, but just the contract negotiation is still ongoing. He has a lot of expectations with the amount of weapons he has around him. And once he does get that contract, it's going to be worth a lot of money. So a lot more expectations with that. So there's a lot of pressure on Dak, but I think there's definitely tools around him to get it done.
Yep. All right, Alex, with your 6th pick.
With this pick, I gotta look at the running or wide receivers that are available. So let me pull that up really quick. Sorry, one sec. I'm going to take a guy who kind of broke out for my team last year. That is Terry McLaurin.
Terry McCringleberry?
If Dwayne Haskins takes the next step that Keith has been talking about, it's going to mean that Terry McLaurin's going to have a big year. So I'm a big fan of Terry.
I'm a fan of that pick. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to go wide receiver as well. I'm going to go – I really like Stephon Diggs in Buffalo, don't get me wrong. T.Y. Hill, to me, is going to have an off year. I'm going to go DK Metcalf. I think he could blow up again.
Oh, okay.
Keith, your 8th pick.
Oh, my 8th pick. Oh, God. Name me off the running backs.
Running backs we still have left. God, I guess James Conner's our number 1. David Montgomery, Kareem Hunt, Marlon Mack.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry.
Montgomery did not go yet.
I was thinking
Marlon
Singletary
Mack,
for some reason.
Damian Williams, Kerryon Johnson, James White, Ronald Jones, Darius
Swift.
Geis, Jordan Howard, Cam Akers. Other than that, you're looking at RB3s.
You know,
This is the last running back spot to be filled too, so
I don't know how. I don't really trust this pick. Not really a fan of this pick, but he is still considered the number one on the team. If he could stay healthy, he could have a better season than he did last season, considering Ben Roethlisberger's back. So I'm gonna go with James Conner.
wow.
And I think
James
part of the
Con-
problem, I think part of the reason why James Conner had a down year last year is because he had to run the ball so much. The quarterbacks were awful. I
Mhm.
think that having a reliable quarterback can help him play well. So
It could be
I'm not
a
high
sneaky
on
pick.
James Conner, but I wouldn't be surprised if he blows up.
I thought you were gonna definitely go you with your boy David Montgomery.
No, I couldn't. He fits that RB2 spot, but I just feel like James Conner, he's still considered like the number one there. I feel like I feel like he has more upside, I would say, in that offense.
Yeah. All right, I'm in a spot where I really, really want this one guy, but I know I can wait. I'm gonna go Russell Wilson at my number 9.
Don't mind it.
Alex, you're 10.
I'm going to take Kyler here to pair with DeAndre.
Ooh.
Could have a huge year with his running of capabilities and the unlimited weapons he has.
Keith at 11.
Well, it's not right if I don't have him on one of my teams. So I'm gonna go with Deshaun Watson.
Ooh, okay. All right, Cole, back-to-back picks here to end round 5 and start round 6.
All right. So I haven't taken any tight ends on any of my teams yet. So I think this is where I'm going to go tight end. I'm going to go with Darren Waller.
No,
Here?
Darren Waller's gone. Keith
No?
took Darren
Really?
Waller first, his first team here in the
Yeah,
last
Cole
round.
Buddock.
Jeez. All right. Okay. Then I got to think here for a second because I did not see that. Oh man, I don't. I'm gonna go with Hunter Henry here. I don't know. I guess that's kind of a spur of the moment pick. I was going for Darren Waller, but I totally missed that he was picked already. Apparently, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Hunter Henry. And
All right.
then
You start us in the 6th.
all right,
Quarterback or
yeah,
flex?
quarterback and a flex. Quarterback. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen here. Actually,
I like that pick. Josh Allen.
I like his potential. Like I said, just a little bit ago, I like the Bills and their offense. So I think Josh Allen has a nice year.
All right, Keith. You go wide receiver or flex here?
Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna go with. I think with my wide receivers 2 spot, I'm gonna go with Stephon Diggs.
Good pick. No, hold on, Alex. Before you go, what's tough about this is we're mock drafting with no bench players, so everyone listening, it's going to be hard because there's other players because I know Cole probably wouldn't go for Josh Allen technically in the 6th round. He'd probably want to go bench with a running back or wide receiver. I mean, Josh Allen is still a good pick in the 6th,
Right.
but it isn't going to be we definitely could wait on more quarterbacks. Because I definitely think we would rather have more running back, wide receiver depth on a bench spot than to have a quarterback in the starting spot. So
basically, we're just drafting. If you could draft your best possible starting lineup fantasy wise, that's what we're going for.
Yep, in a snake draft
Snake
style.
format, yep.
All right, so Alex, you go tight end or flex here for your third pick in the sixth.
I'm going to go with a flex, and it's between. I was going to go Calvin Ridley, but I don't know how much I love that offense. I'm going to go with Devontae Parker. We talked about earlier how he's finally has his potential hopefully unlocked, and he's used the right way. So this might be a big year for him.
I feel like we've been saying that for a couple of years now, is that he's due for a big year. We just quite, haven't seen it yet. But
Yeah,
with
well,
two
he
of them,
finally
you
got
think,
the production.
He's the only wide receiver in Miami, so I mean, we should have been
That's
seeing it
true.
by now.
That's
I'm gonna
true.
go ballsy here, and I'm gonna go Brandon Cooks in my flex spot.
I like it. I like it.
Two back-to-back. No, let's just look. Devontae Parker and Brandon Cooks, you wouldn't really consider it, but they're number one wide receivers on both the teams that they're on. And they're in the sixth round. That's kind of crazy to think about it like that. Keith, you're up. You got a quarterback and a flex spot left.
With my flex spot, I feel like I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel. I think that's going to be a sneaky pick considering Emmanuel Sanders left the 49ers. They don't really have a number one receiver right now, do they?
George Kittle.
Other than Brandon Ayuk that they drafted. But, yeah, so
There's a guy me and Alex like to
Deebo
talk
Samuel.
about time to time that we're going to pick up in free agency in our salary cap league, but I know my dad. I know my dad's gonna listen to this, and I'm not gonna say the name because he probably
we're not saying the name.
And he's not gonna get drafted in the first 7 rounds. He's kind of like a sleeper, more of a flex position. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But my turn here at 7, or actually 5. I need a tight end or a flex. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Tyler Higbee.
Damn.
Tyler Higbee to
Good
go.
pick. Good pick.
All right, Alex. I think this is actually 6. No, this is 5 or 7. No, this is 6. Quarterback or flex again?
We've been talking about his health, but if T.Y. Hilton can stay healthy, I think a flex for T.Y. Hilton is amazing, in my opinion. So
yeah,
if he's healthy, he's good.
I was between Tyler Higbee and T.Y. Hilton there. Didn't know which one I should go with. So, all right, Cole, you're up. Tight end and a flex.
All right, I'm gonna go tight end again here, and you guys are gonna give me shit for this pick, but he's undeniably productive when he's healthy. I'm going Evan Ingram.
Oh, touchy subject.
Ingram.
Yeah, very touchy subject, but is what it is.
He's about to mess with Cole again all season.
All right, Alex, you're back up, and you have a tight end or quarterback once again.
I gotta go with my best available tight end, and for me, that is Austin Hooper. Because I think we can wait on quarterbacks for the rest of the possible options.
Yep, I would definitely agree with that. All right, Keith, you got to flex your quarterback.
My flex spots. This is where I'm going to take David Montgomery.
Had to do it.
I had to. I like having a running back in my flex position, and he's definitely the number 1 in Chicago. So it makes it even sweeter.
Now, Alex took my T.Y. Hilton pick that I was trying to save for this flex spot here. I'm going to go really ballsy, okay? I'm going to take A.J. Green and hope that he has a solid fantasy year like he should.
As a flex spot, I would not be upset at that at all. I mean,
exactly.
But when he's your wide receiver 1.
Yeah, that's the problem. If Andy probably put him at a wide receiver 1 with 2 really good running backs and then trade him away. But I think between AJ Green and Tyler Boyd, I really like them as a flex spot. So Cole, you're back up. And then we will start the last round of the mock draft.
All right. Third pick of the round. I'm going tight end once again, and this is a very risky, very high upside, very, I guess you call sexy pick. I'm going Rob Gronkowski here for my tight end.
You're such a dick. That's who
Dude, the
I'm
WWE
like.
champion.
I'm like, he's going to come back to me right here at the number 9, but no, Cole had to take him. All right, now we're going to start the final round of the draft. So we all each have one position left to fill and quite a bit of quarterbacks. But Cole's going to start us off with his last pick, which is a flex position.
I'm gonna pair Lamar Jackson here. I feel like this is a really good pick. Having Lamar Jackson at quarterback. I'm gonna go Hollywood Brown here as my flex.
East Brown. I like that pick. I think he could be good if he throws on the ball more than what he did after week 3 last year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple 2-touchdown games last year, and as a flex spot, I feel like you're not upset at that at all.
Did you see the story that came out that said he had 2 bolts in his ankle or something like that? That's why he said he'd be faster this year.
I did not see that, I guess, but I mean, hey, sweet.
That's crazy. We're gonna pause
So
for
get past it.
Okay. With my last pick, I need a quarterback, and I would like to pair it up with one of my wide receivers, but I guess I could go Andy Dalton with Amari Cooper, right?
Nice.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna play it smart. I'm gonna play it smart, and I'm gonna go. Drew Brees is gonna be
my god!
You were one pick away.
Sorry, Keith. All right, Keith has the same dilemma as me. He's got one pick left for the quarterback.
Dude, I'm sad. Well, no, I ruined my Michael Thomas Drew Brees connection. So, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with. God, dude, I'm scared. I'm gonna go with Carson Wentz.
Ooh.
It's either him or Tom Brady, or I guess you can go Aaron Rodgers as well. But I was like, you put him in your top 10. I hope he's in consideration here. So, all right, this will be our third quarterback picked in a row. But to finish off Alex's team, who are you going with, Alex?
I guess I'll take Tom Brady here.
Oh, I guess Tom Brady over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the offense is just better.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Cole, your flex spot here once again.
Okay, so I came up with 3 guys for my flex position here. I came up with Jarvis Landry as a nice pick, but I already took OBJ, so I don't like that pick as much. And then I thought Sterling Shepard, but I have Evan Ingram also. So, I mean, I don't hate that one as much, but I'm going to go Julian Edelman here.
Ooh.
He is the number 1.
I forgot about
regardless of who's throwing him the ball, that's the question. But in a PPR league, he's still decent.
Mm-hmm. Alex, you're up with the quarterback again.
My quarterback for this team is Aaron Rodgers. We're going to pair him with Devontae.
Perfect. That's why he did that. He knew.
Well, I still think Brady's better than Rodgers this year in fantasy.
Yeah. It's my turn already? Okay, so Cole, he had same thing. Jarvis Landry, I consider him probably a good flex. Calvin Ridley, still there at a wide receiver 2. Tyler Boyd. Michael Gallup. I'm going to go Marlon Mack. I still think Marlon Mack gets a lot of carries in Indianapolis. So,
at least in the beginning, I think he probably does. It's a matter of if he can hold on to it the rest of the year.
Yeah. I think that running back system will definitely turn into something like what the Packers have. Aaron Jones gets majority of the ball, and then they bring Jamal Williams. He's a different type of back, but he's going to get cut, hopefully. We can only cross our fingers. A.J. Dillon's going to be the bruiser. Enough of that. Keith, quarterback, last one of the draft.
I am reaching for my last quarterback, and I'm going with Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill.
I thought you were gonna go Mitch. I really thought you were.
I was
I thought you were
hoping you
gonna
would
go
go with Drew Lock.
That's what I thought. Drew Lock was the guy from. All right, so I got a tight end here. Jared Cook is out there. Don't like anyone else. Jimmy Graham with the Chicago Bears. Just kidding. Russell Wilson. You know what? Since Russell Wilson's my quarterback, I'm going Greg Olson. I love that man. My favorite tight end in the game. All right, Alex, you got a tight end as well.
Yeah. Hold on. I completely forgot I had to pick a tight end here. Let's see who's available.
O.J. Howard,
Fuck no.
Jared Cook, T.J. Hawkinson.
No
Noah
offense is
Fant.
my tight end.
Right. Keith with a flex, and then Cole finishes with a flex as well.
Flex. Let's see. Where are we at here? Ooh. Interesting. All right, give me 1 second.
Not much for running backs left. I'm gonna let you know that.
You know what? As a flex spot, I'm gonna go with Cam Akers.
Cam Akers.
I kind of like that pick. He could be
I
really
think
good.
He could be good. Exactly. All right, Cole, finish us out here. Oh, please tell me you're gonna go with the guy I think you're gonna go with.
Chad Kelly.
Other than my quarterback. But he's not on Denver no more, so I couldn't.
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, the way our draft is set up is a little different, but there's obviously a lot of really good players out there, honestly. But
Antonio Brown.
as something a little bit more intriguing, I'm gonna go with Michael Pittman.
Ooh, okay.
I like Michael Pittman a lot. I know Alex does too.
Yeah.
Hey, what
I
about
do.
me, Dick? Yeah.
Hey, you like him too. I mean, we all like him. He's a good guy. But, yeah, I think Michael Pittman has a lot of potential to be maybe even a number one. You know, who knows with TY, I don't know. But I like Michael Pittman. I think there's probably better, safer picks to take with that pick. But fuck it, why not?
It's just a mock draft, so why not?
Before we go, a couple guys to note that weren't obviously picked. It's kind of tough because we did have to pick a quarterback in this. We have, let's see, my top would be Jarvis Landry would be one. Calvin Ridley's another name.
Sterling
John
Shepard.
Brown. I for sure thought you were going John Brown, Cole, there with Josh Allen as your quarterback for your flex.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's a really good pick, too. Yeah.
John Brown isn't even they rank Stephon Diggs higher than John Brown, so that's why he gets overlooked here. Damian Williams wasn't listed. Obviously, Alex is banking on Clyde Edwards-Helaire to be the guy. Kareem Hunt is the backup. Michael Gallup. Jared Cook for a tight end.
Marvin Jones.
Kerryon Johnson, but they also have a lot of running backs to deal with. But hopefully this mock draft gave everyone listening and watching.
Well, before we go here, what's your guys' favorite draft besides your own?
You mean based on all the teams?
I don't mind. I can go ahead.
Yeah, you go.
Cole's first pick, the number one pick. You get 2 MVPs from last year. Adam Thielen's a safe wide receiver 1. DJ Chark could have a really good year. Gronk is boomer bust. Marquise Brown could have a good year. And then I'm really high on Devin Singletary. I was going to take him over Le'Veon Bell, But yeah, I really like that.
I can go. I'm gonna go with Alex's sixth pick there. I mean, you gotta love Devontae Adams. I like Terry McLaurin. I like George Kittle. I think Ty is a flex, is a really good pick there. The running backs, you don't quite know. You got a rookie running back and then a running back who was really good, but now is on a new team. But I like that team a lot. And then you got Aaron Rodgers, obviously, at quarterback.
Yeah, the team I would go with, just because this is a PPR, I'm going to go with Keith's 11th. I mean, Deshaun Watson, my mind, top 3 fantasy the past couple of years. Without the wide receivers he has this year, it's a little different, but he's still going to be fantasy relevant. Austin Eckler, I mean, he had a breakout season, catches a lot of balls, so he gets a lot of points. Miles Sanders proved that he should be the number 1. Tyreek Hill's Tyreek Hill. I mean, he's amazing. And having Stephon Diggs as a number 2 wide receiver, he gets Zach Ertz, which is a top 3 tight end, and then Cam Akers is a sneaky running back 1 as his flex. So I like that team.
And the team I like Alex's third team, his 10th pick. I like Kyler Murray at quarterback. I mean, I guess everybody would be expecting a big season of him. DeAndre Hopkins, second best receiver in the league, and then you pair that up with David Johnson, who could also have a pretty good year this coming season, and then to pair that up with Josh Jacobs and DJ Moore. So I like his team all around.
I also kind of overlooked Noah's 7th pick there. I actually like that a lot too, with Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Jones, Raheem Mostert, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, Tyler Higbee, and Marlon Mack. That has a lot of potential to be really good. I mean, you had Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the league, Aaron Jones tied for the league in touchdowns, Mike Evans, who is a beast, DK Metcalf, who's also a beast, Tyler Higbee, I think, is going to have a nice breakout year, and Marlon Mack, if he stays healthy, is a really good running back option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my second was.
And I'm not even going to comment on Raheem Mostert. Fuck that
guy. Noah's second pick also is pretty good. I'm not going to really go in depth on it, but he had, Saquon and Amari and Kelsey. It's pretty good trio.
If anyone can get AJ Green as a wide receiver 3 or a flex, and he can stay healthy, he is going to be a damn good comeback fantasy player, like, ever. So
for sure.
All right. Anyone else got anything?
No.
I guess with my 8th team, I'm kind of just hoping Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry start passing each other the ball. So that's kind of why
passing each other.
Yeah. With my 6th pick, that team has potential to do really well or could finish last in the league.
Yep, exactly. That team, you said it right when you picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You would name that team the Boomer Bust, because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
they could either win you the championship, or you could be in last place.
Yeah.
All right. So before we go, I'd just like to say I'm going to take a picture. Actually, we'll do that right now. Everyone, smile on 3. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be on our Instagram and Facebook. Everyone go check it out. Please comment and let us know what you guys think, who had the best draft. This was just a perspective, basically where we would draft certain running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks in a 7th round are kind of a stretch, but bench players weren't needed here. Other than that, you guys got anything else? So our next episode, actually our next 6 or so episodes are going to be, we're going to be breaking down each division's schedule, predicting each team's schedule and records and everything like that. We might do like a tier list, top tier, or best wide receiver quarterback duos, best running backs in the NFL, such a top 100. I don't know. We'll figure a bunch of things out. With no sports coming back, it's kind of tough to tell you what's going to happen. I mean, we don't really know anything, so we can only hope that baseball starts in July like it's supposed to.
We should know
And
somewhat soon for baseball.
yeah, hopefully baseball we know in the next couple weeks. So
Hey, we got the match coming up though in a couple weeks with Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and then they got Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. I think that's going to be kind of interesting to watch.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, I haven't
It's for
seen
charity,
any of
yeah.
Yeah, it's for COVID-19 relief. I think it's going to be. I think it could be pretty cool to watch. And
I would hope they're playing with handicaps because I think Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson might wax their cheeks. So
Yeah, we'll see.
I think it's one of each of them on a team. I don't think they're.
they're split
No,
up.
yeah, it's 2 and 2.
Yeah.
It's you got Tiger and Peyton together, and then you got Phil and Tom Brady together.
Yeah, I thought you meant like it was Mickelson and Woods against the two football players. I was like,
Oh
that's
no! No, it's 2 and 2, and then I believe that they're playing on Tiger Woods' course in Florida.
Yeah.
And then the front nine, I believe, is best or no, alternating shot, I believe, and then or maybe it's best ball. I don't remember which one's which. Front nine is either best ball or alternating shot.
And then back nine is the other.
Yeah, the back nine is the other. I don't remember which one's which, but
all right, that's cool. I guess I didn't know that.
When is that?
A
the
couple weeks
20
probably.
It's on a Sunday, the 20. Let me just check real quick. I can tell you.
The 23rd is a
the-
Sunday.
24th.
That sounds right.
24th.
24th is a Sunday. 23rd is Saturday.
Yep. May
All right,
24th.
well, everyone keep a lookout for that. Hopefully we'll be recording 1 to 2 episodes a week. I mean, we're getting pretty bored if we're just working. Cole and Alex have finals next week, 2 weeks.
next week.
Next week. So they'll be done with classes. Hopefully over the summer we can have sports back. Obviously we wish, but we enjoy doing this a lot. So everyone come back, stay tuned for more. Make sure you go subscribe and like on our YouTube videos. The On Season Sports Podcast on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at On Season Sports. Facebook is the On Season Sports Podcast. To listen to us, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. Our Podbean will still be updated, but obviously we ended our subscription. We moved to Anchor. So, yeah. Thanks you for all the support that you guys give us, and come back next time. This is the On Season Sports Podcast. Signing out. Peace.